Welcome back to the Havoc Tier 8 Showdown. This is battle number 2 in our 3 versus 3 tournament, and it's taking place between STD and ADUK. And we'll move straight into the battle. And this is the live stream with commentary by Fiats and General Disturbance.
So let's see what they're going to do now.
STD have modified their plans now. They are not using a medium tank, but instead they are using the MX65T.
Yep. Can I say something?
No. You're just here to watch.
It's ugly. It's I absolutely believe it's a good tank, but oh boy, if I look at it, it's yeah. You can see it's family of the duck.
You mean the
Now, will we make the
MX40?
same mistake again?
And
Now, this is gonna be interesting.
definitely did not become a beautiful swan. All right, we're gonna get a complete different move.
Yes, this is interesting variation.
Yeah.
And I think what Tio's doing now is going to outflank them completely. They're going to be looking for the AMX50 to proxy spot, but he's not there. But
Interesting
the
part
other
is that
team,
5100's also
they're
going on the 8-9
outflanking.
line.
Yes. So this is going to be a completely different battle. But the IS-3s in the center are going to spot the enemy, whereas the AMX50 is coming around the outside at them.
This is actually an interesting situation. Now, I'm a little bit afraid that the IS-3s and the AMX65, they're going to be locked up, and they will not have enough map control. So they really got to be careful.
Yeah, I believe ADUK now realized that the enemy is not in front of them, but on the half island.
That's right. They would have spotted the
Well, looking at the
dasmouse would
position,
have spotted them.
looking at the position, it looks like they keep it into consideration. They're just camping.
Maybe they didn't spot them then.
They have not spotted the STD team members, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting, but the STD team just has to go blindly and make a move and gamble.
Yeah,
Now, the
either they
interesting
can.
part is if they're going to go on the K line towards the base, I think it's game. But will they have the balls to do it?
They might
looks-
might spot them any second now. Dasmouse might spot them.
Well, remember the
no, he's
IS-3
not
is not a
gonna,
very
he's
good
too far.
spotter.
No, he's not that. No, he's not
No.
going to spot them. I said they are too far away.
I don't know exactly about the AMX65T.
The
Oh, look at that. There's
IS-3
one IS-3. He's coming back.
Yes,
Sunska, he's
Sunska
coming
might
back.
spot them.
Yep.
Sunska has spotted them. He's got them, all three of them.
Alrighty.
Now we're going to see it. And they've taken their first damage. But he has been spotted. But now they've got the great difficulty. They're not going to make it across that gap without getting absolutely
no.
hammered.
And the 5100 is going to the enemy base.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're trapped.
Are
And
they?
they're going to cap out.
Well, they are technically not trapped. They will try to make it to the enemy base. Probably two of them will definitely make it. But is that going to be enough to cap against the
Ooh,
MX-50?
yes. Marek, he's
Not
already
really.
getting punished quite
He-
hard.
Tio's almost in the cap, so he'll start capping very, very shortly. Now he has. He's in the cap now.
Yeah, and dasmouse and sunska, they have not lost a single hit point so far. And yeah, they're now in a horrible position. It was a good move by sunska to return to see whether they're gonna flank from that side. If he would not have done that, it probably would have been game for the other ones.
Yeah, unless they move all three members now into the base, they are lost.
Yeah, they won't be able to without taking serious damage on the way into the base.
Yes, but all
Yeah,
you
but-
need to do is just survive.
Yeah.
But they should have done that instantly. I think it's already too late for that because they're gonna lose at least one. Yeah.
Blindy is the only one now. No, Marky B is now also one shot. So far, was Blindy the only one who was a potential casualty going to the enemy base, but from now on it is Marky and Blindy.
Look at that. Sunska lost, or he got shot once, and that's it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because at the very end they have won the match.
Oh yeah. But like I said, he didn't lose a lot of hit points. Oh, look at that. Looks like he's shooting HE. Yeah, well, you got to do something if you're not penetrating. That HE didn't do that much. That was an AP getting in there. Yeah, with HE 34 when you're almost out capped.
Two.
Now it's very tricky on this side.
That's
and
it.
They're really, kind of locked.
They
in
were
this
trapped
position.
in that corner.
Trapped in that
Yeah.
position. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe they should have gambled on it and just all three of them together push on the cap, or they should have pushed on those IS3s.
It might have been easier actually if they've left somebody behind to act as sort of like dummy defense whilst the other two went around the outside.
Yeah.
Then they might have said, well, they are there at the cap because shots are coming from the cap, but they didn't realise then that the upper force had actually gone around the outside to take their cap. Because then they would have stayed north and they wouldn't have gone south to see if there was anybody there.
That would have been a great risk, yeah, but absolutely would have been possible.
And that's the live stream. So now we'll go straight to the replay. Okay, as before, we've switched to the south approach. And you can see that STD split up straight away. TO going off to the east, whilst dasmouse and sunska head off towards the hill. Now, this is obviously an innovative strategy. Now, I think TO did actually hint at this in the last game because he did come round this way, but of course he was proxy spotted by blindy, so there was not a lot he could do to stop the enemy from finding out what their strategy was. But this time round, he's actually taken a very wide approach. He doesn't know where the enemy is, of course. He may be expecting them to go up on the hill. And he's just completing his reload now. Okay, so now he's loaded. He's ready to shoot. So all the time he was going up that hill, of course, he wasn't loaded. So he was taking a great risk. But we've got sunska now gone into the hill. And he's taking the north side. So he's going to look to see where the enemy is. So TO can move up. Meanwhile, the enemy... that's ADUK are going down the South Island. They've gone over the island. They weren't spotted by dasmouse because he was actually blocked by that hill as they went past. So, or rather that rock. So they didn't see him. And dasmouse is looking to the left. He can't see anybody there. So the enemy, ADUK, are actually completely unspotted at this moment. But you can see sunska, who's actually in the hill, is moving to the south to check and find out where they are because they can't work out where they've gone. And sunska is about to spot them. Here he is. And he spotted them, all three of them together. He spotted them and he's starting to put shots in. Now they know. TO's now moving to the enemy cap as quickly as he can. dasmouse is coming back to support sunska. And they're firing back at sunska, but it's very difficult for them because every time he pulls away from the bush, they lose sight of him. And they're going up onto this corner. But of course, they've been spotted. And it's very difficult for them to move across to the cap without getting peppered with shots from dasmouse and sunska. Meanwhile, TO is making his way into the cap to start capping. And he's starting to cap now. He's also taking up a defensive position in the cap so he can lay shots onto the enemy if they come back up the islands. But I doubt if they're going to do that because they now appear to be completely trapped on that corner. And dasmouse and sunska are putting rounds into them every time they expose themselves. And they're getting so desperate that they're now firing HE rounds because none of the rounds they've fired up until now have been able to penetrate. And dasmouse is side scraping that rock very, very nicely indeed. Pulling in to reload, pulling out to take his shot. Now again, both of those shots were blocked, went into the tracks of the IS-3, and he gets a lovely hit in there. And the 65 ton just can't penetrate at all. And dasmouse pulls back a bit. Sunska's moving forward. They're taking it in turns now to keep the enemy isolated in that corner. There's nowhere they can go. If they try to move to the west, they'll get hammered by Sunska. If they try to move to the east, then dasmouse will get them. And the clock is ticking down, and we've almost capped out. 25 seconds to go. And again, that's HE round coming in there from the 65 ton. And that was an IS-3. That was an AP round there. But you can see the 65 ton's got so desperate, he's firing HE now. It's just absolutely no use whatsoever. He's not going to get through the IS-3 hull. Not at that distance. The IS-3 may be able to, but they can't. And that's it. They've capped out. TO's managed to cap and completed the cap, and they've won the battle. And they won it without actually losing any players whatsoever. So it was a complete whitewash, unfortunately, for ADUK. But that was the end of the battle. And if we now switch to the end of battle results, and you can see what they were. Sunska managed to get 1,160 hit points of damage, and of course the 3 spots on the enemy. dasmouse managed to get 1,147, and of course TO ended up with 100 cap points, capping out to win the game. Unfortunately, fortunately for Marky B and Panda Onesie, they managed to get some penetrations on the IS-3s, specifically on dasmouse and Sunska, but Blindy, unfortunately, in the 65 ton was just totally unable to get any decent penetrations, and they were mostly doing critical damage into the tracks. All he managed to get was 73 hit points from the HE that he fired. But as you can see, this was a very good case of they had a very good strategy to go down to the south, across the islands without being spotted. But the problem was that they didn't leave somebody behind at their own cap to convince STD that there was a force waiting at their cap for them to try and attack. If they'd actually sent just 2 of their members down to the south, they could have commenced the cap whilst they were engaged on the north, and the others were engaged on the north, and they wouldn't have been able to do anything really as that much to try and reset the cap, because they would have been able to defend it in the south from any return fire. So a wasted opportunity here, because all 3 members of ADUK went south instead of just 2 members, which might have worked. But a good battle all the same. And congratulations to STD for winning Battle 2, which means a 2-0 victory. They don't need to complete Battle number 3 because it is a win already. So the next video will be Battle number 3 of the tournament, and that will take place very shortly. The video will be placed up, and you'll be able to see that one. So stay tuned.